But this is demonstrating for all of you the need to tighten the ship up. The action itself is an insult in general to decency. We know this. It's propaganda. The other part that I would point out, people, is, remember, we have covered this progressively through the intel report. We had 2 off-the-wall story pieces that were done. First by the Ann Arbor Snooze / the Ann Arbor News, and now I have names of who it is that was doing the suck-up with them, because we know who the reporters were, so now we'll know who to go interview and talk to when the time comes. And the other was Channel 4 News. Now, in both cases, these were off-the-wall, weird or bizarre, and of course, they were told by the Fed to do this. They didn't think this up on their own. This was, as we've said before, the only purpose for the press doing articles is preparatory to attack. Always remember that. And as we discussed this, in fact, if you go through the archives, we had open discussion on this. Something's in the wind. Everybody pay attention and stay frosty. Well, again, it does not surprise us. Our enemy is completely predictable. Most important is that there was no confusion on this by the very fact that this random and very specific state/regional propaganda piece was done. The only question is whether or not there was something done in Illinois/Northern Indiana and over in the Cleveland/Ohio area at the same time. We're going to find out more about that because we've got to do a survey or background survey of what was done in the last, about 120 hours. But there is no doubt that, again, that was preparatory. If you go to the Ann Arbor News, approximately, 3 days going on 4 days ago now, you can read the article, and the whole thing is just, it doesn't make sense. It was off the wall. The Channel 4 piece was the same way with the, I don't know, why did we do this? And it was all prompted by Southern Perversion Law, the ADO, and the Twisted Sisters there, along with, of course, coaching from the regime. So, again, you see a pattern. This will help you to flag and identify need for mobilization. Does everybody understand that? If something like this happens, remember, you can respond, not react, respond that much quicker. Another thing that we have to make everybody understand, there are many units out there in motion right now. They're on the expressway, although not many of them are lumped up. They know how to move tactically. So I have to warn everybody that we are still in a probable, or, well, let's say put it this way, possible escalation of action. If the aggressor proceeds with anything, then chances are you're going to hear pop, pop, boom, boom on the horizon. Now, I'm going to warn you, we can't do anything to stop it. I've heard all this whining, oh my goodness, oh, they're planning. You know what? Tell you what, watch and see what happens with their plan. And again, I'm going to warn you right now, the men that responded were individuals who are combat veterans who are very grim. And I will point something out. I don't like having to talk to wives who are crying. Okay, I don't like to because I understand how they're hurt. I had to deal with several different calls with wives whose husbands are going out the door to go to war. Okay? Most important is there were two different types of responses, and I will compliment all of these young ladies and all of the women who have been supporting their husbands in this effort to defend our liberty. The first was one wife who was crying. I mean, just let her. She wasn't bawling, but she was crying, and I could barely understand her initially. I know why she was calling. And one of the things that she was concerned with is that she just got her husband back here only a short time ago. He is a recent veteran, and she knows what his war face is like. And well, the sad part about it is, of course, he's out there right now. These guys are deployed. They're still looking at the probability of conflict escalating. And she said, the only thing he did is he kissed the babies goodbye, kissed them once. He's got two children, 2 young sons. And then he went out to do business. Now, I've warned you about this, and I have told you about this, and the enemy are going to learn the hard way. They all puffed up. They want to play Billy Bad Butt. Well, you know what? We're Americans. We're not Slavs. We're not Mexicans. We're not Russians. We're not boot-licking anybody. We're boot-kicking anybody that's stupid enough to step on our liberty, and this stuff's going to escalate really fast. Go ahead. Yeah.
Attacking people at a funeral, that's indicative of mafia and gang warfare.
We lost you, Ed. Go ahead, repeat that.
I said I would.
I'm going to get my friends together, and they did. Now, later on, I know they're all together right now, and they're probably listening right now, too. And I want to say thank you, because showing the strength that these ladies have shown is a fine example of what America is all about. Okay? And this insult to decency on the part of these filth on the other side, these bottom-feeding, muckraking pieces of debris, and I have to be polite on radio. And I can't think of, there are so many expletives to use, and I am, you'll notice, very calm right now. Did you hear Mark, you hear Mark shouting right now? You hear Mark panicking right now. You know, there's a lot of people that are showing their color, and I don't like some of those colors that you're seeing from people, kind of like what we saw in 95. There's a whole bunch of us that held the line, but there's a whole bunch of people that showed their colors real quick. Okay? Now, we got a lot of work to do. So basic overview here. We know that the people who were attacked and were kidnapped, that this is a high-speed sortie. Now, why are they doing this? Well, let's look at history. The American Revolution with the British regulars operated in the pre-revolution, operated the exact same way, people, operating out of a central government building, I mean Boston.